looking at Ryan Clark of the Carolina Flight. Wow, way to get there fast. And Daniel Lynn of the New York Wolves, both of them rep for rep. They definitely understand what grid speed means now, Taylor.
Yeah, so my eyes are definitely going to be on Daniel and Ryan the whole entire match. Both of them have showed a lot of promise in their first matches, and both coaches have said to definitely watch out for them because they are going to be taking a lot of the workload this weekend.
Definitely. Ryan Clark, Daniel Lynn doing those box jump overs. It looks like Ryan Clark has a slight lead on Daniel Lynn here, given to him by his female counterpart, which was really, really fast. And they are going as quickly as possible over that box. That's 20 inches for both of them. Selena Swanger for the New York Wolves over on your screen with the space buns. Selena Swagger, as I like to call her. But like so far, no clear winner, as the Carolina Flight keep their slight lead going into the second quadrant. Daniel Lynn, Ryan Clark continuing to move, and that is a change of athlete for the Carolina Flight.
Yeah, so we have Alex Turpin over here for the Flight. She is looking pretty strong and stable. And Ryan Clark in the first quadrant was clearing the boxes now, but now opting for a more traditional style where you're hopping on top of them. But they are putting the Flight at a very good advantage right now.
That's right. Daniel Lynn doing what he can to maintain the same speed that he's been going, and he's really fast at those and being able to be consistent. But Turpin, I mean, look at her. She's able to really make it up for the Flight. And this is a very communication-reliant race, friends. So this is really important that they're able to keep this up. Going into this, these are both new teams, and it's really important that whoever wins this gets their first ever win. It looks like Hunter Williams is going to be taking over for the Carolina Flight, and that's going to bring up Christian Velez in his first time on the grid for the New York Wolves on this side.
So it's definitely still anybody's race. We saw it in the last match against the Lions and the Sharks that even though once they had the lead, that anything can happen if in that last quadrant, because that weight for the women is 2 pairs of 50 pounds that they got to hold over their head, and for the men it's 70 pounds in each hand that they have to hold over their head.
The Flight are being extremely clean. Hunter Williams, and that's Madeline over there for the Carolina Flight, really ahead here. Madeline Davis, Christian Velez, as well as Jordan Bush over here for the New York Wolves. They're going to have to really count on something wrong happening with the Flight. It's sad to say, but they are just so strong over there. 1 rep remaining for the Flight, and the Flight are going to take partner forward against the New York Wolves. The new starting off with a win for the Carolinas.
That was huge, and I'm up there watching. Hunter and Madeline, they are so strong, and I was watching Madeline. She took that 50 pounds, and she didn't even stand up. We've been seeing women having to get it to their shoulders and press it over their head. Madeline actually took it from the floor, pulled herself down into a full squat, which just shows how much strength and shoulder mobility that she had. That was very, very impressive.
That's right. A lot to unpack here, Taylor. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two teams. Talk a little bit about them. Here's your inside look. We're starting off at the Carolina Flight over here, Taylor.
All right, I'm gonna have my eye. We saw Ryan Clark already started off for the Flight and gave them a nice lead with the help of Alex Turpin. And then he's got a ringer point later on today, so I'm gonna be excited to be looking for him. I'm also going to be looking, I just mentioned her, Madeline Davis. I was talking to General Manager Vilma in the last match, and she said that Madeline is probably going to be one of the strongest women in the league, so to keep your eyes out of her, and she's already impressing me in that 4th quadrant over there. And then I'm also going to be looking for my guy, Aiden Whitehead. He's on the small side, but he is a gymnast, a full-blown gymnast. We're probably going to see him more on the latter side, but he's going to be in a ringer point option today, but I'm excited to see what he does with all the gymnastics element.
Absolutely. I mean, Aiden Whitehead, he made a stand-up performance in the last match, in their debut match, and after cleaning some stuff up, there's no doubt that he's going to be a difference maker for them today. Let's go ahead and go over to the New York Wolves. We are home over here for the home team.
All right. And for the Wolves, I have my eye on Raymond Fleecer. So he is a very strong and versatile athlete, but you're also going to be seeing him all over the rig doing some gymnastics and just being all over the place on this floor, leading the team. And then I'm also going to be looking at the captain himself, Mike Rosa. There he is right there. There he is. Used to be on the Tampa Bay Brigade, but now he's staying at home, and he's doing a great job with the captain role, just leading this team. And then I'm going to also have my eye on Sydney Halei. So she comes with a crowd. So she is definitely going to have the energy. I was talking to her in the back. She said to keep your eyes out on the Jack and Jill. It's probably going to be the largest Jack and Jill that we'll probably see. So they got some of their thick gymnastics going on. So I'm excited to see what they do. She has a very strong showing in the first match.
Oh, definitely. And she did a lot of work, too. Extremely impressive athletes, all of these people. And not to mention that they have a great crowd here at the American Dream here in New Jersey. It's going to be a good one. Don't go anywhere. You're going to learn about the mirror. We'll be right back.
Mirror, the second race of every match, always features a barbell element. A male and a female barbell are placed in the first quadrant. Upon the start of the race, both are picked up by the team in any fashion by the 3 men and 3 women allowed in the race at any given time. Once the barbell leaves the ground, it may not touch the ground again until all reps are complete. If it does, the entire team must return to the start line before continuing. A set number of reps must be completed by both genders in each quadrant before the team can move on. Non-lifting players will act as the human rack to support the barbells as the team moves from quadrant to quadrant and switches performing players in the process as needed. Substitutions may happen at any time. Time stops when all reps are complete and the last player crosses the finish line. This strength-focused race has the most players on the grid at the same time and requires effective planning and practice to be executed well through coordination amongst players. Remember, don't drop the barbell in the mirror race.
You can expect in the mirror, Tay.
In the mirror, we have shoulder overhead. The men's weight is going to be 215 pounds. The women's weight, 140 pounds. Each athlete will have to perform 10 reps in the respective quadrant, but they cannot move to the next quadrant until both athletes have completed going down the grid.
That's right, Tay. A lot of exciting stuff happening here. The flight with their first partner forward win. Let's see how they fare against each other in the mirror. A lot of communication, a lot of knowing your strengths. Hunter Williams is another person that I'm looking at for the flight, and he is actually on the barbell right now with Madeline Davis, who you were looking out for as well. And on the Wolves is going to be Sig Guy, and we are looking at Bush over here for the Wolves. Both of them extremely strong. Everybody just about rep for rep as they move into the second quadrant. Yep, looks just about right. Sydney Pollock is going to be taking over along with Brandon Ferraro.
Man, I don't even know what to expect because both these teams are still new. The flight have a little bit shorter athletes there, which is allowing them to cycle and lock it out a lot faster. But the Wolves' second quadrant actually just crushed that.
Yeah, absolutely. Turpin and Clark were over there doing that second quadrant. Now it looks like it's going to be Sig and Sydney again. But it's Selena Swanger over here for the Wolves and Christian Velez that I'm looking at. And he is actually Alex Velez's brother from the Lions. They're moving into the fourth quadrant ahead of the Wolves. They were able to make up some time there. Looks like it's going to be some give and take as long as there are no dropped barbells, which we did see happen last time. So let's see, Hunter Williams finishing off the last rep. They just have to finish within the time cap because it is taken away from them. The Wolves have absolutely dominated this mirror. Last one, they're going to drop the barbells, and they are going to the finish line. That is a New York Wolves race win, their first one of the day.
Oh, man, that was definitely very tough to see. So on the flight side, they were pretty neck and neck, but then when it came to the third quadrant, Octavius Baker wasn't able to finish, so they had to have Hunter Williams come in and finish the rest of them, but then he had to come back and finish the last quadrant himself. So that's going to be a lot of wear and tear, so that's very unfortunate for him, but hopefully they'll be able to recover.
Definitely. It's still anybody's. There's only 2 races in the books out of 12. A lot of work to be done. Could not stress that enough. And now we're getting ready for the next one. And speaking of the next one, you have a chance to be a part of the action. If you go to unitedgridleague.com/vote, you get to choose for the very ringer point that we're going to be seeing at the end of the match. So go ahead and go to unitedgridleague.com/vote, and you can pick from one of these options. Here are the options. The ones that we are seeing today are going to be the clean and jerks.
Yep.
All right. We're starting off with that here. And then we are going to be doing the ring muscle ups. So you can choose any of these 4, the 10 deficit, the tall wall balls, the farmer's carry, or the multi-element race, which is the handstand walk to clean and jerk. The choice is yours, and you can be affecting the outcome of the race, of the match. Who knows? But in the meantime, we're seeing those clean and jerks. It's going to be Ryan Clark versus Raymond Flesser. It's going to be an interesting one, and it looks like there is a bonus flag from the Wolves on the floor. They feel pretty confident in their ability for this ringer point.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Raymond Fleecer. They are very confident in you, so we're gonna see how that turns out for them.
This is gonna be a good one. Like I actually recruited Raymond a few years back, so
No way.
yeah, I did, and so I'm just very excited to see him. So I've been very familiar with his game for a while. So he's very
played grid
strong
before.
In the I think the minors.
Okay.
Semi.
So I tried the minors of the NPGL. That's super cool.
And so I tried to get him to be in an ace, but it just wasn't the right timing. So but it's good to see him out here. He deserves to be out here on the grid. But also Ryan Clark has been making a name for himself. Incredibly strong, versatile, a utility athlete as well too. So this is gonna be fun because the Wolves, they're like, I got my money on Ray. So we're about to see if they can put their money where their mouth is.
The energy is definitely high. Ryan Clark versus Raymond Fleecer, 300 pounds. It's going to come down to who could do a touch and go more comfortably, I think.
They have to. They got to hold on to the bar. We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it in the, what was it?
I believe it was the second match.
The first match.
The first match
where Brittany was able to hold on to it and Nikki had to go singles.
Definitely. A lot on the line here. They have to run all the way up to where you see the camera and grab that barbell. Ryan Clark versus Raymond Fleecer. Who's getting to the bar first? Hands on the bar at the same time. Oh, they are just about rep for rep here. Oh, Ryan Clark is going to have to squat it a little bit lower. Raymond Fleecer, can he finish? And Raymond Fleecer, very comfortable lead against Ryan Clark. That was so good. 2 reps remaining for Ryan Clark. Of course, you have to finish within 20% of the other team. He might as well just not keep on working if they're going to need him for later. That was a very dominant Wolves win for the ringer point.
If I was Cody, I would call Ryan off. It doesn't make any sense to add these extra reps on him because, like you say, they have to be within 20%. And like CrossFit, you want everybody to finish, but when you have a sport like grid, any extra reps are pointless reps. So I would have just called him off and been like, you gave it a good effort, but we need you for the rest of the match.
Definitely. It was a tough one, too, because they did it last time where they, like, oh, we're losing anyway, and we really want to finish our ringer point race, but a handstand walk is really different from a 300-pound clean and jerk, especially when you're having to clean it and go all the way down into that full squat. Raymond Fleecer was able to power it, so it's just a little bit of a different ball game for that one.
Exactly. We're not saying that body weight or barbell specialists are going to have it tougher on their bodies than the other, but that weight bearing down on your body, anything can happen, and so it's the less is more in this sport. So that's why we always say, like, clean reps, good reps. You want to work efficiently. It's not all about speed, but it's about being efficient as well.
Definitely. We're getting into the echoes. Before that, I just want to say something real quick. I saw a comment that said he just got fleeced because his last name is Fleecer. You know, shout out to that person because you know what?
Can we get that on the shirt?
Yeah, like 100% quotable moment. He got fleeced. All right, let's go ahead and learn about the echo.
The Echo Race is made up of 4 stations of elements that each must be completed before moving on in the race. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, but only 1 player at a time can perform reps. Substitutions may happen at any time. Once the echo race is complete, get ready, because the same race will be repeated 45 seconds later. This race is about managing fatigue with your best players and leveraging roster depth to keep performance at a max pace through the second echo. Remember, get ready to do it again in the echo race.
All right, for the echoes, we're going to start off with the men and women sharing a 95-pound barbell for 30 reps. The man will be performing hang squat clusters, which is the hang clean into a thruster. The women will just have to do hang squat clean. Then they will go into 20 bar muscle-ups, followed by 30 bar facing burpees. Then they'll have to share another 115-pound barbell. The man will be performing squat snatches, and the women will be performing snatches for 30 reps.
Lot that could go wrong in this one, and we've seen it go wrong today. You know, this is really fast twitch. It's a lot of communication between you and your team, like most races, but this one especially because there's only 45 seconds in between. So adaptability and, you know, grit.
Yeah, exactly. And this is awesome because I love this one because men and women get to share 1 barbell.
Yeah.
So, but where the movement may be a little bit longer for a guy, the women, the weight is still a little bit on the lighter side. So you may see different strategies where one team may utilize the women a little bit more because the range of motion is going to be so short. But a lot of the guys can move this bar like a PVC. So it all depends on what the personnel is for each team and how they choose to utilize their athletes.
Definitely. This is where the flight might need to come back, but they've already have a deficit of 3 points here. But this is potentially where they shine, considering they have a lot of skill under the lighter movements, and not only that, but the more gymnasty movements.
Exactly. And we've been seeing it all day where it's kind of been decided, or almost decided, in between the bar muscle-ups and the burpees. So both these teams, still a lot of unknown. We're learning a lot about them. This is our second time watching both teams. But seeing which one handles the waterfall the best and be able to have the cleanest and fastest burpees and get to that bar the fastest, I think it's going to have that advantage.
Definitely. Going into this, starting off with that 95-pound hang squat clean or hang squat cluster. Longer movement for the men. We're going to see who they send out and what strategy they use. And they're off. We have Bush over here for the Wolves, and that is Williams over there for the flight, going just about the same speed with the flight with a longer movement. Now, this is where there's strategy, right? It looks like they're both doing, they're both going to have men because Ferrara's waiting in the wings. But that start of having Jordan be the start might give them a little bit of a lead going into the next one, with Turpin doing the full squats as well.
Yeah, you saw it on the Lions side where they utilized the men at the beginning, where Ryan Damani was able to just rip that bar so much faster. But then you saw it on the other teams where they utilized the women to try to utilize their short range of motion right now. Right now, it looks like that the Wolves may have a little bit of a lead with their strategy here. And the flight, I think, aren't really standing up all the way. So we'll see what the bar muscle-ups looking like.
That's right, and it looks like the Wolves are the first to the gymnastics elements, getting into that waterfall seamlessly. Taylor, Selena Swanger, and Fritz Bautista getting into that really fast. Aiden Whitehead having some trouble over there with Petruzzelli over there for the flight.
Yeah, and the Wolves, they are looking like a well-oiled machine over there. Fritz Bautista, And I'm sorry, you just said her name. But and Selena Swanger did an amazing job on the waterfall and pulled them ahead right there. So
yeah, the flight were able to regain their speed for the waterfall, and they were able to close it up a little bit of a confusion over here for Divine and for Lynn, and they're going to have to really make up some time because they lost the little lead they had there. Whoa, look at Daniel really quick. Holy, shout out this guy. Whoa, I've never seen someone float like that.
He is doing what we call it the splat technique that you see a lot of the Tampa Bay Brigade athletes they do, where they're flying across and they're just pretty much like belly flopping on the ground there.
That is so sick, and Daniel doing a lot of work for this Echo. He's going to be waiting at the barbell already while Davine finishes up her last few. Looks like Madeline Klein is going to be on the other side, and she's going to be starting off. Madeline Davis for the flight. Daniel Lynn slightly ahead of Madeline here going into this one rep ahead. The women, of course, get to do power snatches, the men full snatches. Sydney Pollock is waiting to take him over in just a second, and she's waiting. Look how she asked for communication. She kind of did those talking hands, like, tell me how many you're at. That's great communication for the Wolves, and that's some like elite ball knowledge, I have to say. Ryan Clark really fast on the other side of the grid with those squat snatches as well. But look at the speed of Sydney Pollock for these power snatches. She is tall, but she is powerful.
She is killing it right now. So if you can see her side over here, they are egging her along. She is a longer athlete, but she is not letting that phase her at all. She made that look like she was my height, 5'3", but she is just ripped that bar.
That's right. They're saying don't get fleeced over here. Fleecer over here, and that's Petruzzelli coming in after him. Madeline Davis doing a lot of work over there for the flight. There was a fault because she stepped into the finish line by accident. 2 reps remaining for the New York Wolves. 1 rep remaining. And the New York Wolves are going to take Echo 1. Wow.
Oh my
1 rep
goodness.
remaining for the flight. And Lexi Wolfert, their head coach, is saying, nope, don't celebrate yet. Get back over there. We have to rest up for the remainder of the time cap, which is 20 seconds. And we also have to make sure that we're getting our strategy together for the next one. Look at this fan over here. Oh my goodness, this guy in a Wolves hat just ran out onto the grid, and he is going absolutely nuts. Shout out New York for their fun sports fans. Of course, it's called the Echo because they echo.
Echo, echo.
There's only 45 seconds in between, so not a lot of time to change a strategy, just enough time to reset the equipment and see what's happening.
And I will say I did see a challenge flag thrown on the flight. They will come back and assess that at the end of the second Echo.
Woo, we're gonna have to see it. Once again, the same thing that you just saw a second time, only 45 seconds in between. We're going to see that challenge play out after this one. We are looking at Tyler Billington. He is a serious veteran from the Wild, and we're looking at Jordan Bush over here for the Wolves.
Yeah, and you see both teams, they kind of utilize the strategy of putting in some fresher athletes here. So we'll see if it's actually going to help them out. And it's good to see Tyler handle a barbell. He's typically a body weight specialist, but he's up there showing you that I'm the captain, but I can also get fit in wherever I need to be.
Definitely. It looks like the Wolves strategy is still paying off. Going into this first part of the race, like last time, they are ahead of the flight. So the flight are ahead of the Wolves. So we're going to see that play out right now. Alexis Turpin finishing off her last. Sig Guy for the Wolves finishing off his last few. Hands in the air for both teams. As Selena Swanger for the Wolves waits in the wings, and Meyerstein for the flight is already on the bar. He is about 1 rep ahead of the Wolves. But this waterfall is really going to be where you get it. Selena Swanger, look at this fleecer guy. I mean, he's on here again. A lot of work being done by these Wolves men, and let's see if they can keep it up. But Carrie Billington, the counterpart to Tyler, is also on the grid doing her bodyweight specialty stuff. Meyerstein struggling just a little bit with the waterfall, not as seamless as you usually see it. 2 reps remaining over here for the Wolves, 1 rep remaining for the flight, and that means that the flight start first on those burpees.
Yeah, the Wolves was just a little bit out of sync on the with the waterfalls, and the flight had just a little bit more cohesiveness over there, which allowed them to stay ahead. Oh, I just saw a little slip up on the burpees for the flight. flight. Hopefully, we won't see that come back to affect them at the end.
That's right. You really have to make sure you're splitting the line here. Selena Swanger taking over for Lynn over here. And on the flight side, they are working overtime. It looks like we are looking at Chelsea Espy for the flight doing that work over there.
Yeah, and so we saw Daniel Lynn in the last echo go from the burpees and go straight to the snatches. I honestly never seen anybody go from the burpees straight into the snatch. It was pretty impressive. But he was a little bit slower this time on the burpees, and then got Christian Velez setting up right here. So as you already see Jordan Hankins on the flight already started. She is making lightweight up that way. Woo!
That is right. That's the fire that the opening that the flight have been looking for. It's anybody's here. Look at Christian Velez right now. What an absolute unit, and he's going so fast, but they are not letting this one pass up the opportunity to win this Echo 2. Carolina flight with a very slight lead, and they're going to have to maintain it. Hunter Williams slowing down just a little bit. Sydney Pollock speeding up. If I'm them, I give the bar back to Jordan Hankins because she was absolutely faster. New York Wolves 2 reps behind unofficially. No hands in the air quite yet. It's still anybody's. I don't want to throw the bar like that. You want to try to control that, but as with when they get more knowledge, they're going to be more comfortable passing it off a little bit. Velez going, Jordan going as quickly as possible. No hands in the air. Continuing. Full snatches for the men. Hands in the air for both of them. Oh, there was a fall. There was a fall for the Wolves. Not sure what happened. 2 reps remaining for the flight. 4 reps remaining for the Wolves. 1 rep remaining for the flight. And the flight take Echo 2. That is a good give and take.
Oh my goodness, the flight needed that. They needed that a lot. But as we mentioned at the beginning of this race, the flight threw their challenge there. So we're going to see what it is that they're calling from. I'm up there watching Cody. I don't know if...
It looks like he's like saying bouncing.
Bouncing?
Yeah.
Could be bouncing. I don't know. No, because I know they were telling Sydney that she needed to open up her hips. So I thought maybe they were going to call there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly they're going to be calling.
That's right. There is a challenge flag on the floor on that Echo 1 for the Carolina flight. It looks like they are accusing the Wolves of bouncing. Not sure at which point it was. If I had to guess, it was at the end. But they're going to review it, and we're going to find out what that was. Unofficially, Wolves, Echo 1, flight, Echo 2. So we're going to see just what is going to happen here. What do you think?
Oh, my. I think we're in for another exciting match. That's what I think.
Oh, man, so much excitement. Let's go ahead and hear from Mather.
Snatches on the Wolves side for a bounce at the bottom of the rep. We will review.
Yeah, he's losing his voice over there. He's having to fill in a little bit for the referees. Yeah. Shout out to Brandon. He's not here, but he's a huge part of the sport. He's usually our head referee, but he couldn't make it due to all the groundings at Newark Airport.
Brandon and Jess, we miss y'all.
Yeah.
We're holding it down. The team's holding it down.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and find out some information from you. We're going to look at people be stressed for a second. Don't want you to go anywhere. Let me get some more info. Taylor and everybody back at home, just to let you know what's happening. They're still reviewing the call. We know what it is. They're accusing the Wolves of doing some bouncing, and of course, it's not only if they were bouncing, if it would have definitively affected the outcome of the race. So we're just going to have to see that.
Yeah, it definitely would. So the rules are you cannot come down and forcefully punch the bar down in a bouncing motion where you kind of get that bar kind of ricochets back up. But Sydney Pollock, she was coming down a little bit more uncontrolled, so they're going to probably look at her arms to see if in fact she was pushing down on that through the floor. But it's so fast, but that's why they're slowing it down. They're going to slow it down to see it in real time to see if that was the encasing.
Absolutely. A lot of energy from this last Echo. Wolves won the first one, Flight won the second one, and we're just going to see how it goes down. Mike Rosa being nosy over here, trying to figure out what exactly is happening. You see him? He's trying to be slick.
I know. He's a captain. He's up there trying to like play the pretty eyes. Like, come on. Come on, captain.
I'm just standing here.
Like, it's okay. I'm just here minding my own business.
Hilarious.
I see you, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a close one. Either way, it looks like there's going to be some points given. I'm glad to see some excitement early on in the race, too, just because these are two new teams, and they are pretty competitive.
They are. And again, we keep saying it. There's a lot of unknowns. So we're still learning a lot about these two teams where the New York, they had pretty much a whole year to put their squad together and gain camaraderie, where you have the Carolina Flight that was literally created 2 months before the season even began.
Yeah.
There were 2 questionable reps on the Wolves side. You are allowed to have your arms bent throughout the descent of the barbell, but you cannot intentionally accelerate. It looked like she did intentionally accelerate on 2 reps. Each rep was averaging 2 seconds. I'm sorry, 1 second. So it was about 2-second difference. And the race difference was 7 seconds. So it was deemed not to affect the outcome of the race.
Whoa, so it looks like the Wolves are going to keep that Echo 1 win. Glad they reviewed it, but the difference was 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So definitely something to be said about that and for that referee call.
This sport is so fast. So fast. And again, I keep saying I'm glad we do have the challenges, and I'm glad we have a limit to the challenges there. But that way we could have the refs actually go back in and slow it down to make sure that it is exactly fair. If a coach deemed that there could be something that could sway it. So you see it in all the other sports. So I think it's very important that we have it.
Typical New York fashion, they're over here fighting over the call. The Wolves are saying, like,
I think the
hey,
same
hello.
one that they Google. I think that was the same one.
Yeah.
I Googled.
I Googled the rules. You can't tell me nothing.
But I see he has a smart water this time, not a Mick Ultra.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe not yet. Maybe
yet.
for the back half of the race. But we're going to be right
early.
back after a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. You're going to learn about the ladder.
The ladder consists of 2 rows of 4 stations of a strength-based element, 1 row for males and 1 row for females. The weight increases as you move down the grid. Teams send out 1 player at a time, alternating male and female, to perform the designated lift for the match format. Each successful lift has a point value that is added to the team's ladder score. The point value is equal to the quadrant the barbell is sitting in. Players are allowed 1 lift attempt per quadrant and may skip any quadrant they choose, but are never allowed to backtrack once a barbell is passed. The team with the highest total point value at the end of the 4-minute time cap wins. This race is one of the most strategic and coach-reliant of all of the races. As a good game plan and in-the-moment decision-making, to manage time is everything. Remember, lift heavier and score higher in the ladder race.
Peachy athletic shorts, guys. Just saying. Looking peachy.
And the peaches are great. They're really stretchy. They're soft.
I like the fit. I like the fabric. It makes me just feel more comfortable while I'm working out. I don't have to worry about things coming out.
Love training in these shorts. Love competing in the shorts. They stay put. Got a really nice thick waistband.
They definitely pass the squat test and the booty test. They're really comfortable. Like I could wear them out and I could wear them on the floor.
But still feel covered, but able to do all the movements.
Go get yourself some.
Welcome back. I'm here with Lexi Wolford of the New York Wolves, who I just realized you have Wolf in your name.
I do.
You are home, in your home arena. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I mean, honestly, it's really great to go home and sleep in my own bed instead of traveling. But obviously, as you can see, the energy is outmatched, like cannot be outmatched with the amount of people that we have here. We have gym owners on our team, people that have traveled out to come see it. So it's incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you know, there was a call made on the Wolves for that first echo, incredibly close. They added 2 seconds. It didn't matter because it was 5. What was your thoughts going into that and thinking about the bouncing? Did you kind of agree with it, or were you just kind of like, no way, didn't see it?
I mean, I agree a little bit with it for sure. Like, her arms were bent. I don't think it was obviously like intentional. You get tired on a movement like that, and you try to do all you can to like just get as much force as possible, and I think as Sydney was getting tired, that's just kind of what happened. But we know not to do it again, and we learn our lesson once, and it's not going to happen again.
And finally, you're going against the Flight, which is, you both only played 1 match. So how do you prepare for a match from a team that you can't really prepare for, having not seen a lot of it?
Yeah, so I learned from Dan in the Wild to be a very data-driven coach. So like, I know data on like the Venom that we're playing tomorrow and everything, but I don't know a lot of data on the Flight, except, I mean, I know Carrie, the Billingtons from when I played on the Wild with them. So it's a lot of unknown. So right now it's just kind of put your best foot forward and keep moving and get as much done as you can as quickly as possible. So no data here, just moving and grooving.
Awesome, I love it. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck on the rest of your match.
Thank you.
Back to you, Taylor.
All right, and we're moving on to the ladder. We have the snatch ladder coming ahead, where the men's weight is going to be 195 pounds, 215, 235, and 255 pounds. And on that last bar, for the women's weight, you're going to go 120, 135, 150, and 165 pounds on the 4th bar. So each athlete will have the opportunity to accumulate as many bars as they can on the grid, earning points for their respective team by completing successfully that bar or that corresponding quadrant. If the athlete hits the first bar, they will earn, in quadrant 1, they'll earn 1 point. If they successfully complete the bar in quadrant 4, they'll earn 4 points, giving them a maximum of 10 points that they can earn for their team.
That's right. It's going to be 39 seconds away from the action, to be exact. And this is going to be a doozy. You have to pay close attention to see you know, who's making bars, who's going fast. As we saw earlier, you can like just run out of athletes to have, so it's maybe better to take just a little bit of time, but not enough that you don't have enough to send everybody through.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, with the snatch, I love the snatch. A lot of people hate it because it tells all your business. And so if you don't set up perfectly, it can easily pull you forward. If you over pull it, it can easily come behind you. So it's all about strength, speed, and precision with this movement.
Absolutely, and they're off for the Wolves. This is going to be, man, who is that? Sorry, it's so hard to see from over here. This is such a good match so far. This is Mikail O'Connell. She hasn't played yet for the Wolves. This is her first time on the grid. And on the other side of the grid for the Carolina Flight, I think I'm looking at Chelsea Espy. Yep.
Yes, that's Chelsea Espy. And so we're up here, we're looking at Ray Fleeser, who just won his ringer point. And I think he's gonna make easy work of this bar here. And but they're moving through at a consistent, a good smooth pace, but we'll definitely like to see them move a little bit faster through the first few bars.
Yeah, definitely. Raymond Fleeser, don't get fleeced. And that is a good ladder clear for Raymond Fleeser, as that brings in Turpin for the Flight. Coming on over for the Wolves, we are looking at Cara Petrozelli. She's going through as quickly as possible. The Wolves are going through pretty fast. I would say a lot faster than them over there on the Flight. Brandon Ferraro tomorrow over here for the New York Wolves. What you see, Taylor?
Oh, Brenda, I was talking to him in the back, and he was up there like when he found out that he didn't have to bend his knees to do this, that he said, I was like, okay, I can do this ladder.
What a character. Yeah, it looks like Alexis Turpin was unable to complete the ladder. She did Clark the bar. It took a long time to set up as well. Might cost them a little bit going into that, because look at the unofficial score. It looks like the Wolves have almost a 20-point lead against the Flight, and they're just clearing bar after bar. Bush just went through, and Sig Guy is going to be coming out for them. Ryan Clark, he's going to go ahead and skip the fourth bar. A lot of fourth bar skips I'm noticing on the Flight, and that might cost them in the end. But they're going to have to really try to get through as much as possible. Sig Guy on that third bar as Madeline Davis hits that third bar. Sig Guy is going to go ahead and skip the fourth. Madeline Davis, great ladder clear from her. Very easy. Hunter Williams is coming out for the Flight, and he is a really strong athlete for them. But of course, on the other side is going to be the New York Wolves, Sydney Pollack.
Yeah, you're seeing a combination of athletes moving fast or just kind of jogging to the bar. If you're an athlete, I'm telling my athletes, I'm like, one, you got to go fast on the bars you know you can't go fast on, and then take your time on the ones that you know you need more time.
Absolutely. That's a ladder clear for Sydney Pollack. Great ladder clear. I'm not sure about Hunter Williams or what happened there, but here comes Jordan over here for the Carolina Flight. That is Jenkins.
She is so strong. And Coach Vilma kind of gave her a comparison of my athlete, Trish Davis, and she definitely got the same build, and she has a lot of fans in the comments. So real big shout out for her. She's a very strong girl. Looking forward to see what she does.
Yeah. A lot happening here. Huge disparity between the two teams. Selena Swanger is going to be coming out. Tyler Billington skipping to the end. I wish the Carolina Flight took just a little bit more time. There's 40 seconds left on the time cap. They're missing a lot of bars over there. Selena Swanger finishing off that third bar. That's 3 points for her. Bringing out Christian Velez, Alex Velez's brother. Carrie Billington on the other side for the Flight. She's taking her sweet time. She has 25 seconds. I believe she is the last athlete for the Flight to go. Whoa, that is a nice snatch. Beautiful technique from Carrie Billington. She's unsure of whether she should try the fourth. I think she's going to go for it. 15 seconds remaining. It's all about timing. Oh, man, she's going to miss that one. But Christian Velez is also going for the fourth bar. 5 seconds remaining. Oh, wow! The hype is real. That is a ladder clear for Velez. He was cursing. He covered his mouth. He's in New York. He's all right. They are hyped over here.
And I'm up here looking at Alex Velez, and he looked at his brother like, where did that come from, bro?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
He's like, man, I should have signed you to my team, matter of fact.
He's like, all right, we're going to have to start talking, brother.
Right. Oh, man, what a great showing over here. And, I mean, the Wolves are fired up.
We're in New York.
I believe it's going to be about a 10-point difference going into this next one, but we're just going to have to wait and see for certain. In the meantime, let's go ahead and shout out some gyms, shall we? Shout out to all of our partner gyms. They are affiliated with Grid League. Chances are if you go to one of these gyms, you see a player or a coach or someone that knows a player or a coach or just really is a fan of the sport. Any of those things are true, and you get to talk and nerd out about Grid all day at one of these. Let's go ahead and go to the next page so I can tell you where I'm from. All right, I'm from Team Omnia. That's actually a USA weightlifting gym. And we are in South Florida. Go ahead, Tate.
And I am a part of JC Fit up here in Jersey City, New Jersey. So we came up and showed out here. And I also like to shout out CrossFit 401 because they are out here making a lot of noise for the Wolves out here. And shout out to 908 Athletics, my old teammates. Tim and Aaron Carroll out there representing for Jersey. We got CrossFit St. Pete with Darren. And then we got CrossFit Salis, CrossFit Secaucus, Black Bear Athletics. We're trying to give some love to the Northeast since we are in the Northeast for the first time. So I want to show them some love and for showing up and showing out.
Absolutely. Let's take it to Kendrick.
we have the fan-voted ringer points.
He didn't wait
Here's
for the
how it
countdown.
works. Out of total ringer point options, each coach locked in one. As we put the remaining 4 to a global fan vote, the fans have voted Farmers Carry, 215 pounds for the men, 145 pounds for the women. The player's gonna grab onto 215 pounds or 145 pounds and race to the finish line. Thank you to all the fans who voted on UnitedGridLeague.com.
Thank you for that, Kendrick. And wow, the farmer carry is gonna be a
popular.
good one. Yeah, it really is.
Very
And we're gonna
popular.
find out who is going to be doing those in just a little bit. But we can tell you that 60% of people voted for that one this time,
Wow.
which is the biggest we've seen all day. All day we've only seen 46 was our highest.
Yeah, I like the odd objects.
60%, yeah. It's going to be definitely a good one. But in the meantime, we have the ladder score. Taylor, you want to say it?
Woo! All right, we have a 70-50 win where the Wolves come out as the victor over the Flight. So unfortunately, the Flight wasn't able to cover that 10-point differential, so they will receive a 0 for this race, and Wolves will get 2 points.
That's right. It's going to largen up the difference between the points here, which is going to be harder for them to come back from. But it was a really dominant win. We knew it from the beta testing for the scoring and everything, but this was an absolute crazy match so far. Still a lot of match to be had. We're in the second half now. We're getting ready for a ringer point. This ringer point is going to be presented by Little Leaf Farms, the most modern greenhouse in the world to bring you sustainably grown local lettuce all year round. Find out if a Little Leaf Farm has a location near you at littleleaffarms.com. And here are the ringer points. We are about to see Aiden Whitehead versus Fritz Bautista, and they're going to be doing the 9 ring muscle ups. I knew that Aiden Whitehead would be important later on, as we spoke about earlier, Taylor. It's going to be 9 in total. Both small players. Fritz Bautista, of course, making his grid debut this weekend. Aiden Whitehead, we know that he is fast from his last match in Lakeland, Florida, but I mean, exciting is an understatement.
I'm very excited about this match. I've been watching Fritz, and he is very smooth and very gymnastic. But Aiden, he is definitely a gymnast. So both of these athletes are new, so I'm just looking forward to see who the next bodyweight specialist king is going to be.
Absolutely. Difference of 5 points right now. Fritz Bautista for the Wolves, Aiden Whitehead for the Flight. Let's see it. 9 ring muscle ups. Who gets there first? And it looks like Fritz Bautista touched the rings just slightly ahead. Who is going to be able to do this quickly? Aiden Whitehead has already gained a lead over the Wolves over here. It's about maintaining control, and it looks like Fritz Bautista is unable to butterfly the way that Aiden is, and that is a finish for Aiden Whitehead, and the Flight are going to take the ringer point race. Wow.
Oh, man, that was very unfortunate. I was watching Fritz at the other end. He was definitely a little bit anxious. You could tell he was ready. He was ready to go. Aiden was a little bit calmer on his side. With the ring muscle-ups on these long straps, you can't be wild on them.
Yeah.
You have to show control, especially at the top, because any little extra momentum will cause the rings to swing and sway too much. And it's very, very hard when you're doing butterfly. You have to have those rings as still as possible. And Aiden was just a hair bit more patient at the top.
I agree. We have to see if they finish within 20%, because if they didn't, that means that they are going to get 0 points, the Wolves are, for this, if they don't finish within 20%. So we'll find out in just a second. Shout out to Little Leaf Farms, the most modern greenhouse in the world, bringing you sustainably grown local lettuce all year round. Find out at littleleaffarms.com if they have a location near you. In the meantime, we're going to be right back, learn a little something.
Jack and Jill features 3 stations of high-level bodyweight-based elements that increase in difficulty moving down the grid. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, and only 1 player can be working at a time. The team can only move on to the next station when the previous station is complete. This race is the simplest when it comes to rules, but the most reliant on player skill and speed, as the hyper specialists often make the difference in the race. Remember, let the bodyweight ninjas fly in the Jack and Jill race.
Cook less and live more with rebuilt meals. Fresh, nutritious meals, chef-prepared and perfectly portioned to help you hit your macros. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning. No commitments and no contracts. Rebuilt Meals offers plans to satisfy any lifestyle. We offer gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free options, and the menu changes every week, so you'll never get bored. Let us do the cooking so you can do all the living. Visit rebuiltmeals.com and use promo code RebuiltReady for 50% off your first order.
The score is closing up a little bit. Taylor, what can they expect here in the Jack and Jill?
All right, for the Jack and Jill, they're going to be accumulating 60 chest-to-bar pull-ups, followed by 30 double touches, which is a toe-to-bar into a chest-to-bar. And they're going to be finishing up with 15 triple touches, which is a toe-to-bar, chest-to-bar, into a bar muscle-up.
That's right, Taylor. Triple touch, an extremely hard one. And remember, these are rookie teams. You know, this is their first year out here, you know, first day out here.
Yep.
But it's going to be learning what grid speed is, but also trying to maintain their competitiveness as much as possible for these movements, because they are going to see things like this against more experienced teams in the future. So it's all about how are you coming out and attacking this that you don't see in other sports. You don't see this in CrossFit. You don't see this in gymnastics. This is like the grid special, if you will.
Exactly, and this matchup is definitely a little bit more level because both of these teams, they're learning as they go. And they do have, like the Wolves have a little bit of veteran leadership with Lexi and Mike, and the Flight have the veteran leadership with Carrie and Tyler, and then of course the back end with Cody and Vilma. But both teams are still learning what the sport is. So you're going to see a little bit of mistakes here. So I think it's good that they started off with this because the Wolves actually have another match against the Venom tomorrow evening.
That's right. And speaking of Vilma, thank you for bringing that up. Shout out to Vilma. She's at home having a baby. So can't wait to have another grid baby added to the team.
Having a baby and watching them.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and watch this Jack and Jill bodyweight specialist versus bodyweight specialist. And they're off, starting off with 60 chest to bars. This is where the waterfall is going to be extremely important. And look how fast the Wolves started. A little bit of hesitation from the Flight, and that might be the difference between a win or loss. And I feel like that's what's really affecting them here. They probably had a plan like, oh yeah, you start, but the person that was supposed to start didn't. So but that's where you just have to kind of go, and you have to have the forethought of that as well.
I know, you're absolutely right. And I'm up here watching the Wolves. Sydney Pollock has already said that this is probably going to be the largest Jack and Jill that we've seen. And you can definitely tell Sydney was able to clear the ladder, and Mike is a strong athlete himself. And they taking care of the majority of the chest to bar against a smaller Flight team. But they're holding their own over here.
That's right. A little bit of trouble with the waterfall technique, but they still have the lead here going into this next one. This is the double touch, toe to bar to chest to bar. Fritz Bautista is joining Krista over here for the Wolves. And on the right-hand side of your screen, sorry, the left, it's going to be Carrie Billington, and that was Hunter Williams, but it looks like Ryan Clark is going to be coming out for that next one. Really big difference here. Carrie Billington is doing a lot of work, and they might need her for those triple touches. So Ryan Clark is going to have to make up some time for them as they go through this. Fritz Bautista going as quickly as he can. Selena Swanger on that last bar as they move down the grid to do that.
Yeah, the Flight is up here. They're having a little bit of trouble between the being in sync with the chest to bar and then also the double touches right here. So they have to get it together and clean it up. Unless something drastic happens with the Wolves, then we can almost comfortably say that they are going to win this one.
Absolutely. Steve Kupak working over here with Selena Swanger. Nobody on the grid at one time is a recipe for disaster, and that is exactly what just happened with the Carolina Flight. They need to do better for their communication. Tyler Billington looking frustrated at that as he goes through to do the triple touches, but not having somebody on the grid at least trying is just a recipe for disaster, and that is a New York Wolves Jack and Jill race. As Sydney Pollock and Mike Rosa said, over 400 pounds starting it off, but Selena Swanger and Steve Kupak, the minis, finishing it off for them, which is super cool. Shorter range of motion to finish off that really hard movement.
And that's actually pretty cool to see, like, some of your thick gymnastics starting it off and still be able to start and be able to close out a Jack and Jill there. And the energy here in the American Dream Mall is crazy right now. We have fans or new fans right above us watching this sport, and we're seeing the flight finish.
Absolutely. 12 seconds left on the time cap. Tyler Billington going as quickly as possible, and they are going to finish with 5 seconds to spare. That was almost a close one. Mikail Jenkins, she was struggling just a little bit over there for the Carolina flight, and Tyler Billington had to pick it up, and Carrie Billington came out to pick it up as well. So definitely a harder Jack and Jill. They have the bodyweight specialists. They just have to put together the teamwork and figure out what your player's capacity is, you know?
Exactly, and if you heard that, that's the softer sounds of the New York fans.
The softer ones, yeah, definitely.
But the New York Wolves, they had not just a little bit longer. They had a whole year of gaining cohesiveness with their team and everything. So they're looking a little bit more put together as a team over there. In the flight, they're still trying to get together. I know they're missing a couple of athletes out there, but they're still fighting and they're going strong. And I think we're probably going to see a better showing in the triad.
That's right. The New York Wolves are absolutely killing me right now. They are so hilarious. They have a guy just running down the grid up and down during the breaks and just wearing a wolf mask and being lit. Oh, man, there's nothing like the Northeasters, you know?
They do sports different up here.
They do sports different, absolutely.
Oh,
You're going to learn about triad. We're going to wait here. Don't go anywhere.
The triad is the only race in which there is a male and a female version performed separately. It consists of 5 elements, each with 3 stations that must be completed individually. 3 players can be on the grid at any given time. All players can perform at any station and in any order. But all of the designated reps must be performed at each station. All 3 stations of each element must be complete before the team can move on to the next element. The triad is all about player conditioning and managing fatigue across the team. The best strategy ensures players have enough left in the tank for the last element and has backup plans for when things inevitably go wrong. Remember, try to catch your breath in the triad race.
1, 2, 3,
To the New York Wolves for bringing us out for the Northeaster over here in the American Dream in New Jersey. Energy is high. We got a water park, we got indoor skiing, we got a lot of cool stuff. Taylor, go ahead and tell them what they could do for the female triad.
All right, for the female triad, we have 10 devil's press at 35 pounds, followed by 15 handstand push-ups, then 15 D-ball squats with a shoulder support at 100 pounds, right into 5 ring muscle-ups, and then they're going to finish with 15 deadlifts with an axle bar, and the weight is going to be 205 pounds.
That's right, Taylor. And this is going to be females versus females. We're going to see how they fare against each other here in just a second. This is going to be a tough one. Don't take your eyes off of it. Don't miss it. And watch them suffer. And they're off over here for the New York Wolves. We are looking at Bush, Swanger, Petruzzelli. And for the flight, it's going to be Carrie Billington, Turpin, and someone else.
And Chelsea
Espy. Thank you for that. Yep, they are doing those devil presses as hard as they can. They're going all the way down, chest to the ground, touching that and going all the way back up. One thing that I didn't mention is I know that they're both new teams and they're, you know, not knowing each other quite yet. But the New York Wolves have known each other for a long time. just because they've been a team for longer, as well as the fact that most of them are local, so they've had the opportunity to actually practice these things together.
Yeah, and we've been seeing Instagram footage of them just practicing as early as like late last year, and so Coach Lexi has already made a culture. They got merch, they have fans, they have an organization out here, so they got the hype, and the hype is real. But it's awesome to still see Carolina Flight have this amazing talent, but still be able to be competitive and show what they have for the future.
That's right. The Wolves are slightly ahead, but the Flight are putting in that work, and they're not letting go without a fight. That's 100 pounds on the shoulder for those D-ball squats. Shoulder support only, so that's one side uneven. Really got to make sure that you're extending those hips at the top, which is where people get messed up a lot. It looks like the Wolves are getting ready to hit those rings, and they are ahead going into these 5-ring muscle-ups. Flight not too far ahead. It's still anybody's at this point.
Ooh, oh, wow. We saw Petrozelli fall from the rings. It looked like she's okay. Let's see if she can recover there. But she's about to go back in there. But Coach Lexi is already telling Selena to come in here and try to fill in. But this may open up the opportunity for the Flight to come in and try to sneak one away.
Definitely. Shout out to her for really finishing them off. That looked like a nasty one, and we were pretty scared over here. I've heard everybody in the arena gasp right now. But it looks like the Flight are already on those axle bar deadlifts. On that bar, it's 205 pounds, and it is an axle bar, so it's very thick, hard to hold, hard on your forearms. Flight with a slight lead going into this. It's anybody's. It's really hard to tell. One person is finished on the Flight, and that is Madeline Davis. So she is incredibly fast. Hands in the air for everybody. Who can finish first? Flight, slight lead. And the Flight are going into the finish line, and they are going to finish ahead of the New York Wolves. That is a much-needed win for the Carolina Flight, and well-deserved.
Much needed. Oh my goodness. At first I was kind of nervous because for a while the Flight only had Madeline working, and the Wolves had 2 women working. I was like, oh, the Wolves about to come back. But the Flight, all their women held onto the bars, was able to go unbroken. The Wolves, fortunately, I think the middle bar, they had to break it up, and that was enough to allow the Flight to come back and get a much needed win. That was good. That was real good, strong showing for them.
It definitely was. A really interesting one as well, and we're going to see how the men fare against each other now in just a second. But in the meantime, we'll be right back.
Greatness isn't given to everybody. It's earned in the dark. It's earned when no one's watching. It's when no one's counting. Every rep's a decision. Every round's another choice. You don't rise to these moments. You rise to the work you put in long before it. So you push hard, again and again. Not because it's easy, because it's worth it. This is discipline. This is consistency. This is what it takes to be great. And this is hard work athletics. Keep putting in the work.
Unlike American football or baseball, where positions are very clearly defined with rules specific to them, grid league positions are more general. Think of it as a spectrum with a 4-foot gymnast on one end and a 400-pound strongman on the other, with every possible size, shape, and skill set focus filling in the middle. Roles on the grid have a lot of crossover from position to position, and there are many possible combinations that will yield a great team. Grid league has 3 primary player positions or roles on the team. Utility players generally have a wide range of abilities and end up with a diverse set of assignments on the grid. Utility players, although often assigned more total work than specialists, will still focus on their best movements as their means to contribute to the team. The strength specialist role often involves heavier assignments and, depending on the player's background, may be even more focused to individual types of strength movement, such as Olympic weightlifting or strongmen. Most of the super high-skill movements like backward roll to support in deficit, freestanding handstand push-ups are performed by bodyweight specialists. That said, there are several bodyweight specialists that mainly focus on more basic movements, but for big sets and fast cycle rates. Many are gymnasts as well, but even some of the best do not have gymnastics backgrounds, such as former MVP Paul Lays. Learn more about the sport of grid league at fgl.com/learn.
Welcome back. back. I'm here with Chelsea Espy of the Carolina Flight. Chelsea, you've been doing a lot of work this match. How are you feeling, and what's going through your mind going against an opponent like the Wolves?
The Wolves are an amazing team. It's honestly super fun competing against them, watching them, and the spirits are super high today, so it's been a really good match so far.
Now, the Wolves are ahead of you. They have, we're kind of on their home turf, so they have a lot more fans. How does that empower you to compete against them today, and what are you feeling for that?
We feel super amped up. We've actually had like a few hiccups with travel. A lot of us had trouble getting here, flights delayed, flights canceled, lots of traffic. So our team is already a little bit smaller, and I think we're just super fired up and just excited to be here and just give it all we got with a little bit of teammates down today. So.
Did you do the amount of work that you thought you were going into this weekend, or did you kind of have to change the strategy knowing that you were missing people?
Yeah, we did. We've been changing the strategy almost every event, but I think it's a really good indication about our team. We can communicate easily, we get along well, we know each other's skills, so it's easy to flip-flop and move in and out of workouts. So it's been an awesome day.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Good luck on the rest of your match. Taylor, tell us what we can look forward to in the next race.
All right, now it's time for our men. They're going to start off with 10 devil's presses at 50 pounds, followed by 15 handstand push-ups, and 15 D-ball squats with shoulder support with 150 pounds. Then they're going to go into 7 ring muscle-ups and finish with 15 deadlifts with an axle bar at 295 pounds.
That's right, Taylor. Same thing, just a little bit heavier, and I just teleported, so welcome back, everybody.
You're playing double duty.
That's right.
Shout out to our guy, Daniel. We miss you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a hard one to do without him, but this is going to be the males versus males. We just saw the females, how they fare against each other. We're going to do the same thing with the males, just a little more, just a little heavier. It's going to be a tough one. Can't say for sure who I have in this race. I mean, the Wolves have a little bit more size, I would say, than the Carolina Flight, but, much to be discovered for both of these teams.
I know Cody was talking about in the Lakeland match that they definitely like the second half of grid better because it's more crossfitty. But the Wolves, they are stacked on the men's side, so it's going to be awesome to see how they do.
Definitely. Octavius Baker, Tyler Billington, and we are looking at Mayerstein for the Carolina Flight. For the Wolves, it's going to be Fleecer, Rosa, and Sigbert.
And so we are all still, again, learning all these names, but by the end of the season, we're going to get it all.
Yeah, that's right.
But these athletes they are moving fast. They are definitely not looking like 2 brand new rookie teams out here, but they're looking good. The Wolves are pulling ahead just a hair, but this is going to be a fast one for the guys.
Definitely. They are already on those handstand push-ups, and a person in every element. Of course, you have to finish on the station, not by the person. So it has to be finished on every station, the amount of reps you have to be there. They are chipping away at this. Big lead here for the Wolves going into this one. The Flight slightly behind.
And I'm up here looking at the Wolves, man, and Daniel and Steven Kopek, they both went from the handstand push-ups right to the D-ball squat. This is 150 pounds and that these bodyweight men are doing, but Daniel's more of a strength utility, and then they got Sig out here. They make it easy work of this ball, and the Flight are just now getting and starting their reps on that ball.
Daniel Lin is a sleeper for sure. He's been doing a lot of work today and just really high quality work as well. So shout out to him. The Flight are just slightly behind as they go into this ring muscle ups. It's going to be 7 for the men. Fleecer was the first one on there. He is big. Look at how he's swinging on these rings. He's just kind of throwing himself down and letting his weight carry his momentum.
That's one way to do the butterfly ring muscle up. He's almost like Superman out the top. You see a little bit of thickness.
Don't get fleeced.
Don't get fleeced.
The Carolina Flight, Hunter Williams finishing as many as he can, and he is going to the other set of rings and finishing as quickly as he can. Stations are needing reps done here, and they need to pick up the speed because here comes the Wolves, and they are in motion. They got that motion. That's like a big thing that people are saying now.
That's what it is? Okay, I need to get up to date.
They got that motion, but the New York Wolves are absolutely crushing this male triad. Huge lead here, but of course, even though you're winning by a big margin, you still have those times that are going to be looked at the end of the matches. So going as quickly as possible is really important. 3 reps remaining, 2 reps remaining, and that is the last of it as the New York Wolves finish off and win that male triad.
Oh, man, I'm up here looking at Hunter Williams right now. He tried to lift the first one. He dropped it, so he is definitely going to need help. I don't know if it's fatigue or if he's dealing with an injury right now, but but the flight is definitely going to need help with Hunter right now. Well, that's part of it.
Definitely, yeah. He's probably really fatigued. He's also someone that's been doing a lot of work here. Baker is a little fresher, but we're going to be seeing him in the next race, so he does need to slow down, and I would have somebody else finish for him if I were Cody Loeffler.
Yeah, it's going to be very important that they still finish out this this race, because every single point matters, and it may come down to a sprint relay, but if they don't finish, they get 0, so they need this 1 point.
Shout out to Tyler Billington, bodyweight specialist, veteran on the grid, finishing off some of the strength elements today. He's been really picking up where they've needed to for them today, but the New York Wolves did win that male triad by a large portion. We're going to see how this next race goes. 15 seconds left on the time cap. That means that the flight will get that 1 point for finishing within the time cap.
It's definitely very, very important. Right now, New York, they're feeling the home crowd love right now. You see my Rosa throwing up the W's. I'm like, sir, it's still early. Anything can happen right now. But definitely, they are looking to get that first W underneath their belt, and then they got another, going to be a nail biter with the Venom tomorrow.
Oh, definitely.
I can't wait for that one.
It's going to be a great match. Looking forward to this next one. It's going to be the fan-voted ringer. Let's go ahead and see those ringer options, and we'll tell you who you can expect to see. All right, it's going to be, once again, those farmer carries. It's going to be 2 men this time. We haven't seen that today, so it's going to be a fun one. 215 pounds in each hand. Not total, in each hand. Total of 450, having to run across the grid, which is just about the size of a basketball court. Now, for the flight, it's going to be Octavius Baker. We haven't seen him do too much today, but good that they're having him on this so that he's able to do whatever he needs to do for his team. Ferraro of the Wolves is going to be the one that's coming out for the Wolves. Once again, haven't seen either of these people do a ringer point race or a farmer carry, so it's going to be a good one for sure.
I don't know. I'm kind of swinging my energy towards Brenda Ferrero. Octavius, he's a strong guy, very strong guy, but he did need help in the mirror in that 3rd quadrant to finish it up, and he he was up there dropping the bar a little bit. He just finished doing the triad, so I don't know how his grip is going to be, how the fatigue is going to hit him, but definitely I think it's going to be a close one, and good to see both of them out here.
Absolutely. 3 points separate both of these teams. 2 races to go. Still anybody's match, and a lot to be discovered. Oh, it looks like they might be changing for the flight. It might be Clark going out instead of Baker for the Carolina flight. Does that change things for us, Taylor?
I don't know. I don't know. Brenda Ferrero, I still got my money on him. Ryan Clark, I think, may be a better option for the flight. Ryan has been pretty solid all day, but he did have a tough showing in his other ringer point.
Yeah.
So maybe this is his redemption opportunity. So we'll see.
Definitely important to note that the fan-voted ringer doesn't have roster rules.
Yep.
So you get to put whoever you want in, even if they've done a ringer point before. It does not matter. The choice is yours. As long as they are on your actual roster for the season, they don't even have to be active, I believe, in the match. I could be lying. Maybe I'm making stuff up now.
I think you have to be active in the match.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. My bad. All right, Ryan Clark is going to be coming out for the Carolina flight, and that is the change of athlete coming out with Brandon Ferraro of the Wolves. Let's keep an eye on them here. A lot of game faces over here. Split screen so you can see the angst that they're feeling. Ryan Clark, a lot of pressure on him today, a lot of fatigue, and also, but essentially, the fate of the match rests on his shoulders right now. So this is a lot of pressure for Ryan Clark. If I'm Ryan Clark, I'm crying. Just being real.
If you're a competitor, you want this moment on your back right here. And Ryan is one of the leaders for the flight, and he's going to be all over he has been all over the grid, so he knows that his team needs this.
Absolutely, they get to hold onto the handles here, loading their legs. Brandon Ferraro has his legs loaded. Ryan Clark as well. Ferraro has his loaded for longer. Let's see who gets across the grid faster. And they're off. Brandon Ferraro, Ryan Clark. Ferraro, slight lead here. Oh, and the Wolves are going to take the Ringer Point race. Wow. Ryan Clark dropping.
Gosh.
Not sure what exactly went wrong, if it was just his grip that gave out in that fourth quadrant. But they're going to have to calculate if he finished within 20% of Ferraro's time.
That was Ryan Clark. He was doing great the whole entire time. Brandon was definitely well ahead, but then Ryan just got a little bit too forward, maybe tripped a little and dropped it short. So like you said, Cassie, we're going to have to see if it's going to be part of that 20% rule. Hopefully not, so they can still get that extra point, but we'll check.
Definitely. Going into this last race, differential remains pretty big. Remember, the sprint relay is worth 3 points, not 2 as normally done. And it's going to be an exciting one.
This whole day has been very exciting. I told people after the last match, I think I'm now an 84-year-old woman.
Oh, man, me too. I feel like I've been here forever. I can stay here forever, too. I'm just having so much fun. But we're going to learn a little bit about sprint relay. We're going to be right back.
The sprint relay is the final race of every match and is worth an extra point for the race win. It is a relay race with 1 player allowed on the grid at a time and 8 elements to perform. Any player can perform on any element, and substitutions can happen at any time, except when a player performs the last rep of an element. In that case, the player must run back to the start line, perform a 4-point touch behind the start line, and sprint through to the finish line, permanently leaving the race. The next player may enter once the previous one has crossed the finish line. The only exception is the distance element that ends at the finish line with no sprint back required. The catch is, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements. The sprint relay is a great balance of strategy to decide which players in what order are the best combination, along with clean and well-executed elements by the players, to lead to the best race outcome for the team. Remember, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements in the sprint relay.
And welcome back. I am here with Mike Rosa of the New York Wolves. Mike, this has been an exciting match for you guys. You are the ultimate hype man right now in New York. I mean, you're the mayor. Watch out, Mamdani. Talk to me a little bit about what this race and this match means to you, especially going against a team that you don't really know that well.
Listen, there's nothing scarier than the unknown, right? I told my team before we started this, I said, listen, we know what every other team has. We have data on every single team. We have no data on the flight. The scariest thing in the world is the unknown. So we came in here like we were gonna face a veteran team. We're not taking them lightly. They're showing up. We're not blowing them out of the water. You know, they're fighting back. And I told them, I said, listen, this is our home, right? So at the very least, defend your home.
You've been doing a lot of work today. A lot of your team's been doing a lot of work. Luckily, you guys are more local. A lot of people have been having, you know, flight problems, all kinds of things. Pun not intended. But talk to me a little bit about going into the sprint relay. What's your strategy, and what were you thinking about last time you did it, since last time it was, you know, a little bit of a hiccup there?
Yeah, I mean, we make mistakes. You know what? I made a mistake on the last one. I'm glad I did, because that showed my team that just because I'm a veteran doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. Just because there's a C on my chest doesn't mean I can't make mistakes. I'm only human like the rest of them. So we all can make mistakes. What I told them going into this, I said, look at that scoreboard. I said, we're not blowing them out of the water. We're fighting. They're fighting. Let's make no mistakes and let the best man win.
Love that. Thank you so much for your time, Mike. Good luck on your sprint relay. I'm going to take it back to Taylor to tell us what we can expect here.
All right, and we're closing things out with the sprint relay. We're going to start off with 25 barbell thrusters at 100 pounds. And we're going to go into 3 back handspring and 2 back flips, then 10 dumbbell devil's press at 35 pounds. Then we're going to go into 1 farmer's carry with 215 pounds in each hand going the length of the grid, followed by 15 bar facing burpees, 4 backward roll to support, 7 10-inch deficit handstand push-ups, and then we're going to be closing things out with another 25 thrusters at 100 pounds.
I mean, the point difference is crazy right now, Taylor. The score is being updated, but there's 55 seconds until the very final race of the day of this match. So we're going to have a winner crowned for you in just a second. These teams need to finish this.
They do. They really do. And I think this was a great showing out of both teams. Of course, the flight was a little bit short. The Wolves definitely are feeding off that home court advantage right now. But the flight is definitely fighting, and both of them are putting up a so much stronger, more solid performance today. It's been fun to watch.
Absolutely. A lot of emotions here today. New. Battle of the new, Taylor.
That new.
That's right. So we're going to see how this goes. Flight versus Wolves. What is the conclusion? Can they come back and beat the Wolves? Sigberg guys coming out for the Wolves, and it is Tyler Billington over there for the Flight. Tyler Billington, I mean, he's putting in that work today. Hello.
Yes, when he was a part of the Atlanta Wild, him and his wife were more of the body weight specialists there. But now you're seeing him, one of the captains on that Flight team. He is up here slinging a barbell. He's like, I will go anywhere for this team and do anything for them.
Shout out to him, and shout out to the Flight for keeping it in there. It looks like the match is going to be the New York Wolves, and they're going to pick up their first win. But the Flight are doing great, you know, considering the changes in roster and in plans that they had to do earlier. So this is an exciting match, and who can win the sprint relay? Looks like Mikail is going to go ahead and go into the finish line for the Wolves ahead of Davis for the Flight. And that's bringing in Sydney Pollock. Look at these. Oh, man.
Wow.
There is nothing more fun than some back flips and back handsprings here on the grid. Sydney Pollock is going to go ahead and finish ahead of the Flight here. Bringing out Steve Kupek. Steve Kupek, we saw last time. He got ejected from the match. He didn't even make it to sprint relay. He got ejected right before sprint relay. They had to go on the fly. But that, it's so glad to have him back.
He said, I'm not wearing any grips this time. Y'all not going to catch me twice.
Yup, I know that's right. Shout out to Steve Kupek here. And going into this, the Flight are slightly making up their time. Steve Kupek is really fast, though. He's going to go ahead and finish up. One thing to mention in the sprint relay, the standards are the same. So if a man is doing 10, a woman has to do 10. If a man is doing 50 pounds, a woman has to do 50 pounds. Mike Rosa just hit the finish line with that farmer carry, blinked so fast, I missed it. And Selena Swanger is going to be coming out for the Wolves to finish up. Carolina Flight have a lot to make up here. Baker is going down the grid as quickly as he can. I guess that's why they didn't have him for the other one. They just used they took advantage of the fan-voted ringer and the fact that there were no roster rules to save him for this one, because they knew that they were going to make up some time here. Selena Swanger going as quickly as possible for the New York Wolves, and she is going to finish. Lane Mayerstein on the other side, and he's going as quick as he can, trying to make up some time for the Flight. He is very fast for a man.
He is fast, and it's very not often that you see a lot of the men doing this in the sprint relay. So that means that, well, you may see, he just had a fault.
Whoa.
A woman somewhere else. Whoa, you up here looking at Ray.
Don't get fleeced.
Up there all over the rings, one of their strength specialists up here doing the backwards roll to support. Wow.
Oh, man. Shout out to this guy over here. And shout out to Lane Mayerstein over there on the grid finishing up his burpees. That's going to bring in Aiden Whitehead. Hopefully that can make up a little bit of time for them to close the disparity between these two teams. Fleecers out, and that is going to bring Devine in as Aiden Whitehead finishes off his last rep. What a beautiful set from him.
Oh, he just made light work of that. It would have been nice to see him go head-to-head with Ryan Fleecer. A gymnast going against a strength specialist. Ooh. That was awesome.
Way to struggle out that last one there. Carrie Billington going for the Carolina Flight, finishing those reps for them as Devine tags out into the finish line. That is going to bring out Daniel Lin. Daniel Lin is coming out for the heavy barbell. I'd say he's the player of the match, and he's the one to look out for. Him and Brandon Fleeser, that's going to be a tie between them. Kerry Billington is out, bringing in Hunter Williams for those 30 at this finish line. This is going to be the last element of the match.
And I believe Daniel Lin is one of the owners for CrossFit Union City. So he is all over the grid, all over today. They are going to sleep good tonight. Hopefully they got some nice recovery tools because they got another match in less than 24 hours.
What a way to maintain his speed. Daniel Lin off the barbell first, kept the same speed throughout the whole thing, a 4-point touch, and Daniel Lin is going to take it home for the New York Wolves, and the New York Wolves get their very first ever match win in history.
Oh man, you can feel the energy in here. I got chills. The crowd is going crazy out here. Mike Rosa is amping up the crowd. We're hearing all the howls. The Wolf hands out here. This was such an awesome and fun match.
It definitely was. The overhead lights are on and the hype is real for New York. Shout out to the New York Wolves for winning this match and their fans for bringing in the energy. And shout out for the Carolina Flight for really sticking in there and trying their very best. It looks like they have such a great team and such great camaraderie among them. So can't wait to see them come back from this and see what they do next.
Yeah, definitely. In the flight, I know they were missing a couple of people in this, but they still came up, filled holes where they needed to, and they look very strong. They keep getting stronger. Both teams keep getting stronger and stronger as the match went by. And like Mike Rosa said earlier, both teams are out here fighting.
Absolutely, Taylor. Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's going to be it for us today. You can join us back here tomorrow. Don't miss any of the action. See you bright and early. In the meantime, I'm Cassie Martinez.
And I'm Taylor Solomon.